Hi guys. In this video, we will explore two major evolutionary psychological theories and more, focusing on how evolution shapes human behavior. Evolutionary theory helps us understand how we adapted over time, not only for survival, but also for reproduction. Evolution simply means change over time. As we go into these slides, we will examine how these changes have influenced behaviors like mating strategies and decision making. Evolution refers to the process by which species change over time through genetic variations. It is passed down across generations. These changes occur through mechanisms such as natural selection and sexual selection. Natural selection is a trait that improves an organism's chances of survival and reproduction become more common in a population. If we look at the sexual selections, traits that increase an individual chances of attracting mates and reproducing are favored, even if they do not directly enhance survival. And other organisms have developed adaptation traits and behaviors that evolve to increase reproductive success. In this slide, there are two major classes of adaptation. And these adaptations fall into two major categories, one being survival adaptation and the other being reproductive adaptation. Survival adaptation helps us stay alive, like from fear of predators or the ability to run fast. Reproductive adaptation, on the other hand, it helps us attract and compete for mates. In this particular slide, Charles Darwin proposed sexual selection theory, which describes how we compete for mates. Sexual selection operates through two different processes, one being intrasexual competition. This is where one individual or individuals of the same sex compete for access to mates. And the second one would be intersexual selection. This is where one sex, typically females, they select mates based on certain traits like physical appearance or resources. Intrasexual competition shows these lions here fighting or competing against one another. And then if you take a look at the intersexual selection, this is two humans engaging or evaluating a potential partnership. Sexual strategies theory explores the psychology of human mating strategies and how men and women differ in their approaches. Men often pursue short term mating opportunities to maximize reproductive success, while looking at women, they are more selective. They focus on long term mates who can provide resources and stability. From this perspective, men like to casually date, where so that a woman wants a lifetime commitment, as you can see from the both of these slides, showing the difference between these two sexual strategies theories. Error management theory explains the evolution of cognitive biases, errors in the way we think that have developed to help us avoid costly mistakes. For example, men might overestimate a woman's interest in them to avoid missing out on mating opportunities, while women might underestimate a man's commitment to avoid being deceived. This brings me to my last and final theory, which is gene selection theory, that builds on Darwin's ideas, suggested that behaviors promoting the survival of our genes, even at the expense of individual survival, they are favored. This helps explain acts of altruism and cooperation, where individuals may sacrifice for family or group members which as you can see in the first image, the example of altruism where the parents or mom or dad are protecting the child. And then the second video on genetics shows how our behavior is connected to our genetic survival. Just giving a small recap in the readings, Evolutionary Theories in Psychology, it helps us explain why we behave the way we do, from mating strategies to cognitive biases. It helps us understand these theories, gives us an insight into the hidden influences of evolution on our everyday actions.